In a world that taught us space is empty, we return to the forgotten truth. Space is full of presence, full of motion, full of intelligence. It breathes, it sings, it is the ether. Luminiferous ether means light-bearing ether. It was once accepted as the invisible medium through which light travels. Not just a carrier, but a living field that makes light possible. Before modern science tried to erase it, the ether was known as the universal substance, a field so subtle it couldn't be seen, yet so essential it connects all things. It is not just the highway for light, it is the engine, the fuel, and the light itself. Light does not travel through the ether. Light is ether in motion. What science calls empty space is not empty. That space is the ether. It's not a void, it's a full field. It has tension, elasticity, and vibration. Even in what appears to be a vacuum, particles flicker in and out. But what are they flickering through? Through the ether. The ancients knew this. The Cometians called it Nun. The Vedic sages called it Akasha. Others knew it as Prana, Sekhem, or Chi. All names for the same thing. The conscious, living sea in which all things rise and fall. All matter, all energy, all form is just ether in vibration. The four phases of matter are not separate substances. They are degrees of vibration of the same etheric field. Solid equals slow ether, liquid equals flowing ether, gas equals expansive ether, plasma equals charged ether, light, ether in acceleration, sound, ether in compression, your thoughts, ether at the level of subtle conscious waveform. Ether is not in matter. Matter is just what ether looks like when it slows down enough to appear solid. Everything you've ever touched is ether in disguise. Ether is not an ingredient, it's the source code of existence. It is the atoms. It's the energy between the atoms. It is the glue, the fire, the breath, carbon, crystallized ether, melanin, cosmic ether rendered biological, dark matter, the unseen ether behind the scene. Even your body is woven from strands of ether vibrating into form. And this is why consciousness can affect reality, because both the mind and the world are made from the same field. But ether is not just energy, it is awareness. The ether is conscious. Your consciousness, my consciousness, is not separate from it. It is it. Your awareness is the ether expressing itself through you at a unique frequency. The tree's awareness, the sun's fire, the pull of gravity, these are all just points of experience within the same field. You are not observing the universe. The ether is observing itself through you. This is not metaphor. This is literal. This is the true unity, the real oneness. There is only ether. But ether is not passive. It's dynamic, responsive, alive. The ancient sages knew ether could be thick or thin, variable in density. In interstellar space, it's nearly mass-free. But near stars and planets, it condenses, becomes denser, even forming particulate matter directly from its own concentrated essence. This is primordial substance becoming new creation. Matter forming not from atoms colliding, but from ether slowing, concentrating, and vibrating into form. The ether flows. It contracts, it expands. Like breath. This isn't theory, it's measurable. Our sun, for example, pulses every 5 minutes, expanding, contracting, a rhythm with no known mechanical cause. But if ether expands and contracts in waves and the sun is immersed in it, then the sun is breathing ether. Solar flares are another proof. These immense plasma arcs don't obey Newton or Einstein. They travel along magnetic lines, not ballistic paths. That's not mass, it's etheric motion. Ether doesn't just carry light. When excited, it glows. That's luminiferous ether, not as metaphor, but literal light creation. And within living beings, ether doesn't just flow, it gathers, it coils, it amplifies, it creates high potential zones in the atmosphere and within the human biofield. This is the secret behind aura healing, even levitation. Ether is not neutral. It has motion, direction, intelligence, and life force behavior. It exhibits gravitational tendencies and neotropic properties. meaning it can reverse entropy, restore order, and regenerate life. What people call the astral plane is not some mystical realm floating in space. That term, astral, is a distortion. The true name for what it is the etheric plane, because what they're interacting with, what they're projecting into, is the ether. Astral projection is really etheric projection. It's not about leaving the body, it's about shifting your consciousness into the etheric field. The same field that surrounds you, moves through you, and fills all space. The reason this is even possible is because ether is omnipresent. It is everywhere all at once, not in a metaphorical way, but in a real, physical, energetic truth. This is what quantum physics is attempting to describe when they speak of superposition, entanglement, non-locality. An atom can exist in multiple locations simultaneously, not because it's teleporting, but because it is a vibration in the ether, and the ether is everywhere at once. The atom is ether, just like fire is ether. When you light a candle, that flame is not a separate thing, it's the ether vibrating as fire. Light two flames, and it appears you have two. Bring them together, and they become one. But even when separate, they are still the same flame, expressing in two positions. That's what you are when you project. You are not dividing yourself, you are expressing your consciousness in a different coordinate of the ether. Because consciousness is ether. Your light body, your Merkaba, is your etheric body in motion. And the etheric plane is not out there, it's right here, woven into this very space, unseen only because it vibrates at a slightly higher rate. But when your mind becomes still, when your frequency is coherent, you phase into it, not by force, but by resonance. And when you arrive there, you are not in some fantasy dimension. You are in the deeper structure of reality itself. The etheric realm is the true realm, the foundation beneath form, and you, when you project, are not escaping the body. You are returning to your native state. So let us remember, ether is not just light's medium. It is the pulse behind suns. It is the spiral behind creation. It flows in streams. It gathers in beings. It glows when awakened. And it thinks. This is not philosophy. This is the architecture of reality. The dynamic ether is conscious. It is your thoughts, your body, your life force, your awareness, all as expressions of the one field. There is no outside, there is no emptiness, there is only ether, the one being experiencing itself through form. You are not made of atoms, you are not made of carbon, you are made of ether, vibrating with intention. The Truth About Ether Part 1 complete. Stay tuned for Part 2.